Oh, hello everyone. It's John. Welcome back to another live stream review. And I still have more of these Menraku bowls to go. I think there's two more after this one. This is the Japanese ramen soy sauce flavor. Came with the dry powder pack that you mixed in while the noodles were cooking, and a liquid pack which appeared to just be soy sauce. It might have been seasoned soy sauce, but definitely was a little packet of really rich brown liquid that was salty. We're gonna go and say it's soy sauce. It's a soy sauce flavored bowl. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started and eat this thing. Besides noodles, there are pieces of corn in here, and I believe green onion. All right, so I don't know if you can see this from here or how dark that is, but it's a pretty dark brown broth. Before I added the soy sauce pack, it was like a light yellow. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Very, very salty soy sauce flavored. Let's give some noodle time. This one is very basic. It does have a little piece of corn in it. I've also found my next uh, bowl set of noodles that I'm going to do live streams of. There's a YouTuber. His channel is called 5 a.m. Ramen, and he is, I don't know if he is American, but he speaks very good English. He appears to be, I think he said this, half Japanese. One of his parents are Japanese, I believe. He speaks Japanese. He lives in Japan, but he speaks clear English as well. His channel is in all English. He might have a Japanese channel. Who knows? Didn't look. But anyway, he goes all around Japan and reviews ramen places. And that's probably the place that has the most ramen places per capita, I think. And he recently did a video where he tasted two of like not the most premium, but two very premium ramen bowls from Japan. One of which I believe I've tried because it was the 7-Eleven premium bowl from the place that has a Michelin star. But anyway, he had an online shop where he was selling ramen sets, instant ramen sets. And a lot of them are things that they're only sold in Japan. They're pretty premium. And it was like five bowls in the set. And he had other ones too. One was a spicy one. So I purchased two sets from him. I purchased the spicy set and I purchased the premium set. And the premium set might give me ones I've already tried, but who cares? It's good ramen. I do like the broth in this one. The soy sauce is rich, flavorful, but kind of basic. It's better than like Maruchan soy sauce because this actually has like a packet of seasoned soy sauce to add to it. So I've got a few reviews in the bag now. I got a burger one coming out, and I have this one. I'm going to review this next. It's a Sour Patch Kids mystery flavor. Uh, Hopefully, it's better than the Twizzlers mystery flavor because that one was disappointing. It just tastes like regular Twizzlers. I won't say this Menraku Bowl is my least favorite out of them, but like it's definitely down the bottom. And it's not anything bad about it, just that it's kind of basic. All right, so let's get into a different topic for just a second. It is the start of May. The baseball season has been going on for 1 month. If you don't know, I'm from Chicago. I'm a South Side fan, White Sox all the way. Recently, they've suffered some injuries and some, we'll just say, other issues. And if you are familiar with the Sox, you probably know what I'm talking about. But let's talk about those two things right now. Right now in Chicago, on the South Side, you have a team that's tied for first place, I believe 3 games above 500, in a division that could go either way right now. You have the Royals, the Indians, and the White Sox all tied for first place. You have Detroit at the bottom, which was expected, but you also have the Twins very close to the bottom, which no one really expected them to be that bad. So a lot of people are saying they're going to turn around at any point. In that case, you would have 4 teams there, and no one expected the Royals to be as good as they are currently. That being said, the White Sox are missing 2 of their 3. Make sure I didn't get kicked off Jeopardy with that symbol there. 2 out of 3. That's how you got to do 3 online now, because if you do 3 a different way, people might take it differently and think you're doing something that you're not doing. But anyway, 2 out of 3 outfielders gone, potentially for the year. And if either of them come back, it's going to be towards the end, and they're going to be really being watched and maybe can't do everything they should do. Eloy Jimenez ruptured a pectoral muscle during spring. Not the greatest defensive outfielder, but a huge bat to miss. And just this past weekend, Luis Robert had a full tear of his hip flexor muscle, and he's out for several months as well. With him, one of his big contributions is defense and speed. And you got to hope that once he's fully recovered from that injury, that his defensive and speed isn't lessened. And if it is, not to a detrimental amount, like maybe he goes from an A+ speed to A- speed. We can hope. Anyway, those 2 guys are potential all-stars. You have a potential Gold Glover. You have a potential MVP, potential home run leader, potential stolen base leader through both of those guys. So huge holes in the lineup. The only thing right now that's keeping the Sox afloat is definitely their starting pitching. But then let's move on to the second issue. The White Sox this offseason hired we'll say, new manager, though he was a White Sox manager before in the 70s, because they hired Tony La Russa, Hall of Fame Tony La Russa. I believe he's 3rd all-time in manager wins, and by the end of the season, he'll probably move up to 2nd. But one of the issues that people didn't think would be an issue was his game management, and that's become an issue. They've had, I believe, 3 or 4 extra inning games, and each one he was outplayed easily. And in this most recent one, he had a pitcher running the bases He didn't have to. And when asked about it after the game, he quoted a rule which wasn't the real rule. I don't know if you know this, but currently in Major League Baseball, in extra innings, a runner starts the inning at second base. And it is almost always the person who made the last out in the last inning, or whoever took the spot on the lineup from that person. There is one, like part B to that rule. It says if that person is a pitcher, then the person before him can run the base. Tony La Russa didn't know this, so he had the pitcher running the base. So you have your closer on second base, running bases, which they don't really ever do. And then after running around, you want him to take a mound and pitch. Well, it didn't turn out right. The White Sox didn't score, and the pitcher, tired from running the bases, didn't really seem to have the energy that he typically does on the mound. And the White Sox lost 1-0 in extra innings. Every extra inning game so far, I believe, they've lost. And it just doesn't seem like the extra inning strategies are there right now. Hopefully, the starting pitching stays as good as it's been, because that's what's going to keep us in the running with starting pitching. I think eventually Rick Hahn, Kenny Williams could make a move to add a bat to that outfield lineup. That never going to bring us back to where we were before missing Eloy and Robert, but somewhere closer to where we are now. And I think that's going to have to wait till more towards the trade deadline, when more teams are out and there's more people available. But I think if you do it now, teams are going to be asking for a whole lot more, and you don't really want to trade from your good guys that are all on the major league roster right now. They picked up Brian Goodwin, who is a mediocre guy. He can play all outfield positions and he can hit fairly well, but he's not going to bring us where we need to be. One name that I'm thinking about right now is a guy named Sterling Marte. He's on an expiring contract on the Marlins, who probably aren't going to go anywhere this year. The only issue with him is he's currently injured. He broke a rib, but he should be able to come back from that. It was a minor break. Not sure how long it typically takes to heal, but he was batting over 300. He's a center fielder. He's pretty good. I think he was. No, they didn't have an All-Star game last year. I think if they did have an All-Star game last year, he might have made it for the Marlins, because he was very good last year. He started off very good this year. And because he's on a spark contract, he's an older guy. He's not going to be. The Marlins aren't going to be asking for like Kopech, Crochet, or Andrew Vaughn for that guy. I don't think. Hopefully, I wouldn't give any of those guys up for Sterling Marte for sure. Another name people are throwing around is Chris Bryant of the Chicago Cubs, and although that would be probably the biggest bet to bring you back to where you were before, the Cubs aren't going to give him up for cheap, even though he's a one-year rental. Last time the Cubs and Sox made a big trade, they gave him Jose Quintana, and the Sox got back Eloy Jimenez and Dylan Cease. Cease just pitched an 11 strikeout game against the Reds, where he had no runs, I think one hit, and he had 3 hits himself, including a double that almost went for a home run. And Eloy is injured, but he is an MVP candidate any year that he's playing. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so any trade with the Cubs is going to cost them a lot, and I don't think it's going to happen. Even though he's probably the best option, best bat to get, I think it just cost too much for the White Sox specifically, so I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, that's it for the sports ramblings. the Menraku Bowl basic today, and we'll see you guys in the next live chat. Until then, so long. Bye bye.